No private thoughts? The ego will weaponize that. In A Penny for Your Thoughts, Hector Poole flips a coin that improbably lands on its edge. From that moment, he can hear everyone's thoughts. Not their words, their thoughts. The ego instantly tells him, this is lucky, this is leverage, this is power. And that's exactly the trap. A Course in Miracles says, I have no private thoughts. If I have no private thoughts, I cannot see a private world. Lesson 52. In reality, there is only the one shared mind. But in the dream, we guard private thoughts because the ego believes separation is safety. This episode shows what happens when that wall of secrecy cracks. But without the Holy Spirit's reinterpretation. The coin on edge, a crack in the wall. The coin's freak landing on its edge is a perfect symbol of a temporary suspension of the ego's laws. For a moment, the illusion of mental separation falters. Hector is in a liminal state. Neither heads nor tails. Neither fully in the ego's secrecy, nor fully in the mind's transparency. But a crack in the wall isn't the same as stepping through it. The ego rushes in to use this opportunity for personal gain, catching a boss in an affair, preventing a theft, securing a promotion, even playing matchmaker for himself. None of these are holy uses. They are all transactional. Private thoughts without holiness equals judgment factory. Early on, Hector hears Mr. Sykes thinking about gambling company funds. He reacts as though mind reading gives him truth. But as Mr. Smithers later reveals, people think things they will never do. Thoughts are full of fantasy, impulse, and meaninglessness. Without the Holy Spirit, hearing them is just listening to more ego static. The Course warns, yet it is only private thoughts of which I am aware. Would I not rather join the thinking of the universe than to obscure all that is really mine with my pitiful and meaningless private thoughts? Lesson 52. Hector uses his ability to size people up, to know who they really are. But knowing without love is not knowing at all. It's surveillance. This is why A Course in Miracles says you cannot keep private thoughts and also know God. Here, mind reading simply makes the judgments louder. Why the ego loves transparency, until it doesn't. The ego hates exposure when it's its own thoughts on the table. But it loves exposure when it's yours. That's why Hector ends up using Mr. Bagby's private affair as leverage for a job upgrade. The ego turns no private thoughts into a weapon. One more way to control outcomes. Spirit, in contrast, uses the same fact to dissolve control altogether. In true mind-sharing, nothing is kept back because nothing is judged. The light is for all. The Course says, here there is no concealment and no private thoughts. The willingness to communicate attracts communication to it and overcomes loneliness completely. Text chapter 15, section 7. The gift, the curse, or neither. By the end, the coin is knocked over. This symbolizes the closing of the window into shared mind. Hector can no longer hear thoughts. His reaction is relief, even joy. But that's only because for him, the experience was filtered through judgment and self-interest. In truth, no private thoughts isn't a gift or a curse. It's a fact. The only question is, whose purpose will it serve? The ego's, which weaponizes and separates, or the Holy Spirit's, which joins and heals? Final flip. The coin on edge was never the source of the power. The gap in secrecy has always been there, hidden only by the belief that minds are private. Hector's lucky day wasn't about gaining access to others' thoughts. It was about brushing up against the fact that the mind cannot be divided. But without forgiveness, that fact just feels like more ammo for the ego's arsenal. The course reminds, if I have no private thoughts, I cannot see a private world. Lesson 52. Hector got the communication, but not the willingness. And so when the coin finally tipped, he was back in the old economy of secrecy, still trading pennies for thoughts, instead of resting in the treasure that can't be spent.